Hold off, babe. Oh, let's do it. What's up?
Are you serious right now?
What?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I got the first reservation, babe.
Reservation.
Yeah.
Oh, they take reservations at this
Yes.
cheap chain?
Men are leaving dates early and women don't know why. Today's video comes from Terry Joel Jr. His channel will be linked in the description so you can check him out and support him. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of men walking away from relationships, walking out on dates, and how this is going to affect both women and society going forward. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Brothers, this is a real thing that is happening today. A lot of men are going on these dates, and for the sake of social media, people can put a lot of stuff out there, and you see a lot of things happen, and a lot of things happen in real life that we see. And bro, many men are going on these first dates and they're just leaving early nowadays. And women seriously don't even know why, bro. They don't even know what's going on. It's like they take to social media afterwards and they start to make these videos, just these short videos, and they're saying like, this guy left me early and all this stuff. And bro, it's happening everywhere. And you just want to know why? You guys some of you probably know why already, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents. So many red flags is exposed in this modern world. People understand what to look out for now. There's so much information. People's eyes are open. A lot's got exposed, man. So men are going on a bunch of first dates, and once they see it's something that they don't like, they're out. Even myself, whenever I was younger, bro, like there's girls I talked to before after I already been through a couple of relationships, and then you start to talk to a few more, and it's like they start to do things, and it's like, I'm out. You don't even explain yourself. You don't even explain yourself, bro. It's like, I'm out. And women can't understand why. They don't understand that they are the problem. They have issues. We didn't do it to them. We didn't cause their issues, bro. They've been having them, man. How many women today don't have issues? Like that's the thing. Like I've been single for such a long time in the past because so many had issues. You see it and it's like, I'm out. I ain't dealing with this shit again. So many men are seeing that. Many men are seeing what is out there. They're going on these dates, and it's like, bro, this is not what I ordered. Like, this is not what I want. This is not what I'm looking for. I know what this is, and it's not what I want. Like, man, women of today got to be better. And I'm not saying men of today don't. Everybody has to get better, but bro, they really got to get better. This modern world, bro, was designed to break everybody. And it's bending women over backwards, and it's breaking them all like crazy. Like crazy, man. The lack of accountability and the lack of drive that they have. And yes, women need drive too, and I'm not talking about masculine drive, but you need some sort of drive mentally so you can get up every day and perform the way you need to perform as a woman. You have to be able to take care as a woman. You have to have a good head on your shoulders as a woman. And it's just not out there, bro. It's just not. Women just keep going through life, not doing anything. And they deal with many different people, bro. Many different partners, many different situations. They go from man to man to man. And the results are just, it's astronomical, you know. Bro, it's concerning. It's terrifying. I know people, bro, that's been getting out of these long-term relationships, and it just seems like today, man, like nothing's working.
And you see, guys, I agree with him. I 100% agree with him when he says that people know what to look for now. Modern women basically are like, what can you do for me, and what have you done for me lately? On a first date, what have you done for me lately? It's like, bro, we just met. One of the trends on social media now, and they make these kind of skit videos where a guy goes to a restaurant, he's eating at the restaurant, and the girl is, the woman is basically like, I want this, I want this, I want this, don't be cheap, and all of this other stuff. And then the camera pans out, and the dude's like, what are you talking about, dude? I don't even know you. And you realize that, you can see that the woman is sitting at another table. She's not even sitting at his table. He does not know this woman. And she's demanding that he pay for her food. And it's a running gag right now. Even some restaurants are getting in on it, where they're making these video skits to attract, visitors to their restaurant. Because the restaurants see men being taken advantage of every single day by women. I remember receiving an email from one of my subscribers who told me that a guy went to a restaurant to eat with this girl. A friend of his went to a restaurant to eat with this young lady. And the young lady started to order tons of stuff off the menu. Tons of stuff off the menu. And the waiter at the restaurant basically was like laughing at the end, because the guy's friend was like, yeah, I'm not paying for this. So he tells the girl, who starts ordering all of this garbage off the menu, because she was trying to get him to pay for a crazy bill. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And he basically like went to the bathroom, and then he left. Okay? And he left her stuck with the bill. And the people at the restaurant, like the servers at the restaurant, were like so excited, because evidently she had been to that restaurant a lot of times, which means that she was having men take her to the restaurants that she would enjoy, where she liked the food, where it was expensive, and she would use men every time, and these men would just pay the bill so that they were not embarrassed. But what some men are doing is they're getting up and leaving. They're getting up and fleeing, and they are leaving these women with the bills. And that woman got arrested. And basically then her friend, the guy who was there and ate with her, evidently, he just got in touch. I think he got in touch and maybe paid the bill later. Or this is what a lot of guys are doing. Like, they'll just basically get in touch with the restaurant and pay the bill for like whatever they eat, and they leave the woman with that in that situation. And most modern women, a lot of them will choose to go to jail than pay the bill, even if they can pay the bill. Because their mindset is that they are entitled to a free meal. And who is this guy? Who is this guy and who is this restaurant to force them to pay for their meal? You have to remember, most women operate as agents of the state. Okay? They are working for the state. They have special privileges. So from the very moment that they are little girls, they are taught, you have special privileges, men have special punishments. And as long as you help us punish men, you will be rewarded. What they do not understand is that men can think too. Men can reason as well, and not all men will allow themselves to just be completely exploited right off the bat. A lot of men will run away as soon as they realize what's going on. They'll take off. All right? Because a lot of women prey upon the kindness of most men, the trust of most men. We now call it being naive. It's unfortunate, girl. It's like, today it's like, bro, you have to be careful. Don't be naive. But before, you would never expect this kind of behavior from anyone. Women are taking advantage of the fact that men don't truly understand how women act today and how women think today. It's very, very bad behavior. It puts men at extraordinary risk financially, socially, economically, mentally, even physically. It's a horrible thing. It is a cycle of ABUSE. And that's what women are doing to men in Western society. So it's no wonder that so many men are saying, we're done with it. We're not going to play this game. We're just going to walk away because the juice is not worth the squeeze. And she, the woman, her entire intention was just to take advantage of him. She never liked him. This is a foodie. That's what most of these women are today. They are foodies and they are looking for dudes to take advantage of and get a free meal off and whatever else they can get out of them.
Nothing is working for people. It makes you question, does love even exist? I mean, it exists, but it's a choice. And it's a choice that a lot of people are not making today. Love is absolutely a choice. You can feel it, but the feeling don't last. So it's technically a choice. You can choose to love somebody. You can choose not to love somebody. You literally can. There's people I could love but block myself from doing it because you're not going to get the love you deserve. So why would you give so much love to someone when you're not going to receive it back? It doesn't make any sense. You're going to be left with nothing. It's going to leave you empty. You're giving so much of yourself and so much love to a black hole that doesn't even exist. And that is most people today, bro. You can invest in people today and it just leaves you in shambles. And all that love you invested, man, it did not come back. You just gave your love to something that ate that up and it's not even, there. Like, it's completely insane. So, as men, bro, y'all gotta be careful, man. I know people recently, like I said, they got out of situations and we're talking long term. We're talking 4 or 5 years. These were long relationships and it just seems like nothing today is lasting. Like almost nothing. And I don't blame people for being single today, man, because it's you do so much, you invest so much, and you get basically robbed. You get robbed. You don't get the wife you wanted. You don't get the family you wanted. You don't get what you needed. You do not get your needs met as a man. You basically get robbed in plain sight. You got robbed of your time. You got robbed of your resources, your energy, your love, your finances. You got left with nothing. It's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous cold world out there. Deadly. So, men got to be extremely cautious today, extremely careful. Because it's a cesspool out there, bro. The girl you're dealing with is probably dealing with somebody else. And somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else. And it's gave women so much power and so many, they're benefiting, bro, off of so many different people. And men are just trying to get one woman. But women's dealing with multiple. Women's dealing with a bunch of people. Men's just trying to get a girl, for God's sakes. But the reason they don't is because on their end, bro, they are not committing. You're giving. They're just there. They're just there. They're just there. You're actually committing. You're actually giving. You're actually benefiting. You're actually loving. They're taking it from you and somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. And they're not giving it. They're just taking a bunch. They're taking. I like that. I like that. I like that. Do you guys understand that this is the way a lot of shit goes today? And this is why women are not living up, not even close to their potential, because they don't want to take no responsibility. They don't want to take any accountability to actually be a woman that is fit to be a healthy wife, a healthy mother one day, a healthy person in general. They lost care of that. They lost sight of that. How many women do you guys ever hear in your lives say the words, I'm going to be the best woman I can be. I want to be the best wife I can be. I want to be the best mother I can be. I want to be the best. How many, bro? And it's been said before, but how many have you heard? How many? In my entire life, I heard it less than 5 times. Definitely. It's closer to 1 or 2. Yeah. That's how rare it is. But men speak about all the time that they're going to be the best versions of themselves. They're going to be the best men they can be. They're going to be the best husbands and fathers and caretakers and everything else. I hear it all the time. I've heard it many, many times from men. And I think that way myself. But, you know, man, from how the world's designed today, it's made women extremely lazy. It's made women get their needs met while not caring to meet nobody else's needs. It's that simple. Like, they don't care to be what they need. They don't care to be what you need them to be. They don't care about it. Accept me as I am, but they don't accept you as you are. There's all these requirements. There's all these tasks. There's all of these expectations you have to meet, but on their end, they're perfect. You're the one that has to perform, and of course you have to perform, but so don't they. And not in the same ways, but they have to play their part. Women don't even want to be a helpmate today, bro. They don't even want to do anything. Like, it's crazy.
Does love exist? Love does exist, but it cannot be bought or sold. It's very sad, guys. I'm telling you. What we are witnessing right now is very much the fall of all relationships. And of course, women will not take any accountability for it. They will either say that they don't know what men are talking about, that they were VICTIMSs of, of a certain social movement that starts with the letter F, or that it's men or it's society, and they'll never take any accountability for what they've done, because society basically, they're bailed out of every bad decision that they ever make. If you look at some of these things that are coming out, and it's been happening for years now, more and more men have learned to not get involved with people who are not of age. You see fewer and fewer men on the news, thankfully, these days, that had a relationship with someone who was not of age, that was a student. And when they do, when you do hear these stories, these men end up in prison for decades or well over a decade. On the other hand, for modern women, they get a slap on the wrist. There was a story I saw recently where this one woman, all of these women are beautiful women, but they don't want to deal with men because men are boring now. They want excitement. So she had a relationship with her student. She initially got 4 years, but then after 90 days in prison, the case was reviewed, and the judge determined that she had suffered enough, so now she can be released from prison. The rest of her 4-year sentence is suspended, I believe, or just are wiped out entirely, and now she'll basically receive mental health counseling, and she does not have to register. I don't think she has to register even as as one of those people. That she basically doesn't have to be on the registry. If this was a man, he would basically be under the prison. And this is just the reality of how the hypocrisy there is when it comes to men and women. And I just shake my head. I just shake my head so much. It's sickening. It's so sickening to see it, how men are treated. But you have to understand, I've said it plenty of times. In our society, men, women have special privileges, men have special punishments. What women don't understand is that those privileges can be taken away. It's just like how marriage works for men, where at first there's tons of ice cream. It's like, or tons of candy. Like you see the van pulls up, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, kids! It's look, it's marked free candy," and the kids are running up to the van, and there's all the candy at first, and they can stuff all the candy in their greedy little mouths, and they hop in the van. And the thing is that they get tons of candy at first until they're in the van and they're loaded in and the door slams shut, and then there's no more candy. And that's basically how marriage works. You get tons of candy in the beginning, but then once you're tied up and you're in the trunk, or you're in the van, and it slams shut, and then no more candy for you. And women don't understand that men are their protectors. Men are their protectors, men are their providers. Guys, these simps are psychopaths. Simps are psychopaths. And you have to understand, simps don't like women. If they actually liked women, we were all once simps, but the simps that will not change, they do not like women. If you truly liked a woman and cared about a woman, you would not celebrate her being on Only Fools and Lonely Fans. You would be using your logic and reasoning skills as a man and understand the serious implications that she's going to face later on in her life. The Sims, on the other hand, are like, yeah, no, we love this. This is incredible, and you're a fool. How dare you? It's misogyny if you don't celebrate Only Fools and Lonely Fans, and you're not. You need to teach men how to be different. You're basically you're helping to enable her to do something where she'll gain instant gratification in the present, but she's throwing away her future for instant gratification. And are you going to be there to bail her out? No. You're spending what, $3.99 a month to, look upon everything that she has, and then what does she have in the end? She has nothing. And then, of course, like I said, the church leads to the streets lead to the church. Only Fools leads to the streets lead to the church. It's a vicious cycle. They go hand in hand. All right, they can go from Only Fools to the streets, or Only Fools to the church, or from the church to the streets, and from the streets to the church. It's a vicious cycle. Because the church, historically, that Jesus spoke of, was not a place. It was not an organization. It was not a religion. It was simply a gathering of believers in Jesus Christ. That no longer exists. That has now been replaced by this place where you have to go and pay money. It's not your money, it's God's money, where you have to go and pay to play. And they use fear to control your minds. I told you the pastor is nothing more than another name for a PIMP. And these ladies that are in the church, they are his chicks. And their job is to get men and reallocate resources from men to the state, because the church is just another form. The modern day church is just another form of the state, which is why I say stay off the streets and out of the church. There's nothing there for you. Most of you darn well know you're not going there to hear the word of God. You are going there for community and controversy. You are there for community and entertainment. You don't care one bit about the church. What you care about is not being bored. What you care about is being entertained, because nothing good is going on in there. Okay? You damn well know nothing good is going on in that place. It's just a load of BS that they're on over there. Women don't understand that just like when men get married, they lose the privileges. Women can lose their privileges as soon as the state says, okay, we don't need you anymore. Because your job is to reallocate wealth and resources from men to the state. We don't need you anymore. We have them basically where we want them. No more candy for you. Y'all heard me. No more candy for you. All right? And then what will women do? They'll scream for men. Men, help. And how will men respond? They'll respond by simply saying, whispering, no.
And this goes back to what I'm saying. This is why so many men go on these first dates and they can just see through what the woman actually is that's in front of them. And it's not even a woman. It's a demonic possessed, Jezebel spirited woman.
Did you catch that? A lot of men are waking up and realizing what we are seeing is the Jezebel spirit, guys. Modern women and simps within these individuals is the Jezebel spirit. The simp is a very evil, guys, despite the knowledge, despite everything that the simp hears, it does not care. The simp will lead and has helped to lead so many young women to the path of absolute, well, let's call it what it is, damnation. They've led them to a path of destruction. And they've told them that it's their right and that they need to do these things and live a certain way to be liberated. The simp is the lowest value of men. If there's a pattern that you will recognize with simps, it's that many simps have no discipline. Many simps have zero discipline. And as long as his carnal needs are met, he doesn't care about anything else. There are some simps who will respond, "Oh, I have no discipline. I was U.S. Marines for this many years. How about you say that to my face? And I did this and this and this. And I went on this many tours. And I've only been with my wife my entire life and blah, 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 blah. So how dare you say I have no discipline and I raised a bunch of children?" Guys, check this out. As long as his belly is full and his BALLS's are empty, he could care less about anything or anyone else. These same men that will threaten me when their lives are destroyed, when they lose everything, they will then come back and say angry Sama. Shamelessly. Angry Sama. Shamelessly. Shamelessly. You see it in the comments more and more. Angry Sama. These are not men who started out respecting me. These are men who started out disrespecting me. I'm telling y'all. Most of those guys you see saying angry Sama in the comments, those are not people who started out with respect. Those are people who started out with disrespect, and then they go into the world and they start to get hurt. Or they suddenly realize that their entire life has been a facade. Everything has literally just been an instance of them being taken advantage of and used, and they suddenly realize they don't want to suffer anymore. So now they come to someone like me who's had to do the hard work or who's suffered in life and learned their lesson through experience. And experience is the greatest teacher. It's a painful one. That's the reason why I have so much wisdom now. Not solely because I'm able to learn from my own mistakes. That makes me smart. No. It's because I'm able to learn from the experiences and mistakes of other men. If I cannot disprove them, it's like a theory. If I cannot disprove the theory, okay, then I'm going to treat it as a law until otherwise. If I cannot disprove that if I go over that cliff, if I walk over that cliff, a bunch of men have said, do not go over that cliff. If you go over that cliff, you will not survive. Unless I can refute that, unless I have evidence it doesn't matter, listen to me, it doesn't have to be a bunch of men, it could be one man who says don't go over that cliff. One man. I don't give a damn. All I need to hear is one man tell me don't do it. And I am not messing with that cliff until I have evidence otherwise that if I go over that cliff, I am going to end up in a terrible state because I do not know better. So I would rather use caution. Some people are like, "Oh, don't be afraid." See, now you're gonna miss your opportunity. All right, there was something good waiting for you over that cliff, and now you're gonna lose your chance. You're dead, guys. A lot of people want you to just like this. How the Simps operate. They want to destroy you. They want to bring you, just like they've brought women down to down a path of destitution, despair, and destruction. Because they, just like modern women, they have the Jezebel spirit within them, and it is a evil and wicked spirit. Guys, if you want to support this channel and everything I do, check out the Angry Guy Clubhouse. Get top expat and passport bro travel tips, digital nomad guides, passive income strategies, and hard-hitting manosphere content. Free subscribers get access to videos, podcasts, articles, and community chat, plus receive the passive income blueprint and digital nomad blueprint just for subscribing. Paid subscribers unlock exclusive guides like the How to Build an Online Business in 24 Hours ebook, wealth building blueprints, and crypto updates. Join us now. Click the link in the description. Guys, men are walking out. They are leaving dates early, and women don't know why. What do you think about the reasonings we gave today? Because this is ultimately going to leave a lot of women as more men walk away in states of destitution and poverty. A lot of these women are going to be facing extraordinary hardships. Roughly half of all women, are going to be childless and single in just 5.5 years come 2030. What do you guys think regarding all of this? Let me know your thoughts and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away. And cheers.